Welcome to the 83rd day of daily uploads from Too Long Didn't Scroll, the show dedicated to giving you your daily news fix no matter what time of day or where you are. A quick and listenable summary of the previous day's important news events is a great alternative to endlessly and mindlessly scrolling through a long newsfeed and clicking on each individual story to get a daily news fix. Day 83 stands as April the 11th of 2023. Let's find out what happened on this day. We start off the events of this day in the country of the United States of America, specifically focusing on the National Public Radio media company headquartered in the country. National Public Radio, or NPR, has a storied history, being born out of a congressional mandate as a replacement to the previous National Educational Radio Network firm. NPR, as a non-profit organization getting funds through public broadcast station dues and publicly funded grants, proceeded to become a staple of American radio and news media culture, through its coverage on a great variety of world events throughout history, starting with the Vietnam War. NPR specifically states that it is a non-profit organization funded through foundational and publicly funded grants, as well as occasional advertising and other forms of funding. NPR is no longer majority federally funded as it once was, and has not been for decades since the Reagan administration, though that did not stop the social media site Twitter from labeling it, as well as the British Broadcasting Corporation, or the BBC, as government-funded media on their official Twitter pages. The BBC is a national corporation primarily obtaining its funding through a licensing fee charged on all televisions in the United Kingdom, though it is not controlled by the government and has the general freedom to independently broadcast what it desires. As such, controversy erupted when the two media corporations were labeled as government-funded, with both stating that such undermines their core missions to deliver unbiased, independent news. NPR has since stated it will be ceasing activity on the site after Twitter CEO Elon Musk did not indicate that the company will be changing their label, though the BBC was allowed to have its label changed to publicly funded media rather than government-funded. Concerning the relations between the nations of Syria and Saudi Arabia, they have been somewhat strained for the past decade. With the outbreak of the Syrian civil war in 2011, Syria was split into several parts. One part, the internationally recognized Syrian Arab Republic government, garnered support from Iran, Russia, and the Lebanese Shia Muslim nationalist organization Hezbollah. Another part, the insurgent Syrian interim government and national army, currently garner support from countries like Turkey. Countries like several Western nations and Saudi Arabia also supported these factions from 2011 to 2017, with Saudi Arabia providing weapons and equipment to the insurgent army. Such significantly strained relations between the Syrian government and Saudi Arabia, and they remain shaky to this day even after the end of Saudi Arabian support. However, it appears relations may start looking forward as of this day, with a visit by Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud's meeting with Syrian Foreign Minister Faisal Mekdad in the Saudi Arabian city of Riyadh. There, the two ministers discussed how to best approach the current Syrian security crisis, including drafting plans on the return of Syrian refugees in the country back to their homeland and the provision of humanitarian aid. Such was recognized as a positive step forward in improving relations among the two nations. In the city of Bathinda in the Indian region of Punjab, a mass shooting has occurred, causing the deaths of 4 soldiers. It was reported a group of armed gunmen stormed onto the base and began opening fire and clashing with the soldiers before fleeing into the nearby city. Indian officials have stated that an ongoing search operation for the remaining shooters is underway, though have assured the public that such an incident was not terror-related. However, Punjab as a region has been the epicenter of much violence and division, such as with the advocacy by figures like Amritpal Singh for an independent Sikh state that has been met with crackdowns by Indian authorities. In other news, Chinese health authorities have announced that the face mask mandate for the prevention of the spread of COVID-19 has been lifted for all forms of public transportation, and a migrant boat has sunk off the coast of Tunisia, killing 10 and leaving 30 others missing.